So today we have a fabulous group of Queensland Training Award success stories. We've got Chris Reppel, who is a carpenter. We've got Felicity Wadsworth, who is a leading hand in construction. We've got Jessica Bischel, who is a production carpenter. And we've got Harry Roberts, who's an arborist. So first, I'd love to know how you all discovered vocational education and training. So Felicity, you started at school, I believe. Can you sort of tell us how you got into it?
Yeah, I basically had vocational care lady that was at our school sent out an email to like all the kids in our grade saying that there was a civil construction traineeship going. And I didn't really even know what it was, but I knew that I wanted to get into construction. So I just put my resume in with her and she like helped the whole process. And within like a couple of hours, I had an interview set up. And yeah, that's basically how I got into my vocational training.
Wow, a couple of hours, that's quick. Chris, you were a mature-aged apprentice. What prompted your career move?
I don't know. I guess it started with a little bit of a reno job I was doing at a townhouse we were doing up at the time. And yeah, I was doing an office job, sitting at a desk and phone calls and emails. And yeah, I got a lot more joy out of what I was doing at home at the time on my spare time. So yeah, there's one project that I did that really, really sort of stuck hard with me and went, okay, now I got to do this more. So yeah, that's where the flip happened. The switch was flipped and yeah, I had to do it. So yep.
Cool. Jessica, as a production carpenter, which sounds pretty niche, how did you sort of find out about this role?
I lost how I started was I lost my job in 2019 from COVID. I used to work in tourism, so I was one of the first to sort of be let go. Had to move back home, was lost, and my dad was a carpenter at the time, so I started working with him. And I did not think I'd ever be a carpenter. I was a pretty big girl. I didn't really think it would suit me. But yeah, I spent a few weeks just doing renovations, and then the company I work for was in movies as well. So I'm sort of half renovations, half production. So yeah, it always switches up, changes.
Wow. And Harry, when did you decide that a trade was your future?
I was in a similar boat to Jess, really. I was working in tourism and COVID came along. I had to come home and start fresh. And I don't know where it kind of led. It just started working on bridges, doing a bit of construction work. That led to working at heights. I like being on the ropes. I like being up high in machinery. Someone said, you should try arboriculture. I'm like, it's kind of got all three. Let's give it a crack. So gave it a go.
I think a lot of people have many misconceptions when they're looking at trades. They think that things are the reality, and in reality, it isn't. So Jessica, did you have anything that surprised you about when you started in your trade that you really didn't think was going to be the reality?
Yeah, I think something that surprised me the most was just how much support you get on site. Like, I didn't expect to be in a male-dominated industry as a female, and you walk on to any site and everyone supports you. You ask questions, they're answered, and there's no angst there. You know, everyone's just there to work and have a good time. So, you know, I was really surprised just how supportive the industry is, no matter who you are.
Chris, as a mature age career changer, was there anything about vocational education and trades that was a bit of a myth that you since found out wasn't the case?
I found it hard to actually get an apprenticeship. I thought it might have been a little bit easier with a bit more time under my belt and stuff. But I think the biggest thing was to keep going and to keep trying to apply for jobs. And yeah, it's funny. You get the right group of people that are keen on you and what you do. And then, it's sort of, there is an angst towards mature age apprentices, I guess you could say. There's a few little stereotypes and stuff with that, I guess, but yeah.
Felicity, also as a woman in the construction industry, did you find there was anything that you thought might be the reality, but it turned out it wasn't?
Yeah, I definitely found that I thought there was like a preconceived idea that you really had to be like a really big tomboy. And like, as Jess said before, like I am much the same. I'm quite like a girl's girl. And I've realized that like I can just be myself on site. And as long as you're yourself, and hard work and dedication will take you further than you think. You don't have to, transform your whole life and be the biggest tomboy out there to fit in within a male-dominated industry.
And Harry, I bet you've been talking to a lot of people in your role as the 2024 Apprentice of the Year for Queensland. Is there anything that a lot of people ask you or a lot of people say about, is this the case in trades, that you're able to dispel that myth?
I often hear that like people don't know arboriculture's a trade. It's like, oh, what do you do? Arborist. What's an arborist? Like, it's kind of, oh, well, I work in trees, I hang off ropes, I remove branches, like prune trees to keep the city green and safe and happy and healthy. And everyone's like, whoa, I didn't know that was even an option coming out of school. I'm like, neither did I. Luckily, I found it later in life. But hopefully with all the new stuff, sounds like, was it Felicity you end up having that guidance counselor or like a specialty counselor help you out with that? I definitely wasn't fortunate enough to have that through high school. It would be amazing, but sounds like I had a great opportunity there, and I hope that we can get more of that in schools to help people find their career path.
So if you didn't sort of have that guidance for yourself at your school, who did support you in your decision when you were going down this path?
I guess my family helped me out a little bit. When I came home, I was really stuck for ideas, and they kind of said, like, what do you want to do? Where's your next step? What do you like doing? So I broke it down into things I said before, like being at height, like being on the tools. And from there, I just kind of worked through different jobs, looked online, saw what was there, took it in different steps and said, hey, look, I'm not above going back and starting fresh, so let's try an apprenticeship. Might be a great way to get my foot in the door. And turns out
It had a crack.
Yeah. Gave it a crack, really.
Yep.
If you didn't like it, well, that's all right. You found something you don't like. That's awesome.
Nothing's forever, eh?
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Chris, did you have any negative reactions when you were contemplating your career decision or you made that decision? What kind of support did you?
Yeah. Wasn't an ideal time to take up an apprenticeship, especially, obviously, we had a bump on the way. Mel was pregnant, so there was quite a bit of an angst towards me making the decision. Mel was pretty supportive, obviously, but there was other family members that weren't overly impressed with it. And things are very, very different now, though. It's come a long way. It's been a great journey. So, it's changed now completely.
How did that change? Is there something that happened or you did or you said?
Well, I think starting to see that, one, I stuck with it and got through it and actually got qualified, but just the work that I was producing, the quality of work at home and helping other people out and stuff like that as well, that, I think, and they could see the passion I had for it too and how happy I was. Like I was at a stage where I didn't want to go to work on Mondays. I'd get a tight belly on Sunday nights and just, didn't want to be a part of it. And now I've got a job that I look forward to Mondays. Like I can't wait to get stuck into it. And I know, sorry, I'm getting emotional here. This is crazy. My family, obviously they've seen that change in me from when I was like mental health stuff and all that fun thing was going on back there. And now it's, it's all gone. And well, it's not as heavy on my head anyway. So yeah.
That's great. That's really beautiful. And so, Jessica, who were your supportive people in your life?
I think other than obviously my family and friends, I'm so lucky and I've got a really good support network there. But in like a professional setting, definitely MEGT and AWIC were fantastic in my corner, as well as the company I worked with. I worked with a small self-owned Indigenous company from here in Ipswich. There's only 3 of us in the company, so it's a family more than a company, really. And they were my biggest supporters. I wouldn't be in this position talking to all of you today if it wasn't for skill set building, MEGT and AWIC.
Felicity, was there anybody who wasn't supportive of you, or did you have lots of people just fully behind you?
I was only 17 when I got into my traineeship. And as much as I had people from school supporting what I was doing, I had a fair amount of teachers tell me that civil construction was a boys' job. And like, obviously, civil construction is very like male dominated. I've worked with alongside, I reckon, 3 women my whole traineeship. So I definitely had a lot of backlash against the career choice that I was choosing. But I think the support naturally came as everyone saw how dedicated I was about it. I'm so lucky to have my mum actually raised me as a single mum, and honestly, she reckons that she couldn't walk past a group of tradies if her whole life depended on it, she reckons. And she's like so proud the fact that like I can go to work every day and lead like groups of men and women and do it with such confidence. So yeah, I'm really lucky to have great support at home, even though I didn't have the best support at school.
Well, you all show that success can look different for everybody. Jessica, was there a moment where you thought, yep, this is the right step for me, I've nailed it?
Yeah, I think when it comes to a skilled trade, the moment you realize it's right is when you see a project from beginning to end. The satisfaction you get seeing that old crusty deck that you walked into a week ago transformed, it grows a passion, you know, like you want to keep chasing that feeling. Once you've seen that completed project, you're like, I can't wait to get to the next one and see what the next one looks like when it was finished. So yeah, I think that's what really drove my passion in the career was that end product.
Chris, you mentioned that you don't fear Monday mornings anymore, which I think is the definition of success for a lot of
measure.
people.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that makes you think, yep, I've nailed it?
I think Jessica hit the nail on the head there. That job satisfaction, that feeling inside that when you stand back and you go, fuck, I built that. Like that was me. I made that, or we built that, or went up. You know, that creative side of it. Like, yeah, regardless of whether it's something that's going to be hidden and no one's going to see again, you know, framing or whatever. But yeah, it's that feeling of, okay, this is straight, this is level, plumb, square, awesome. Yeah.
Felicity, is there anything about your job that sort of makes you feel pretty proud?
Particularly for me, because I build playgrounds, it really comes with like a sense of the fact that I'm building something that like kids are going to enjoy for like years to come. And it really like sets a scene that I'm really building something for the community. Like I get to drive past like playgrounds now and be like, oh, I built that. And like my kids one day will be able to play on a playground that I've helped build for the community. And other than that, just the fact that like every day I get to show up, I get to prove that like the misconception that women don't belong in construction. Every day I show up, I prove that wrong, and I'm helping pave the way for like the next generation of women to come through, and hopefully it's a lot easier on them than it was on me.
And Harry, has your training award changed your definition of success, or have you still got things that you're proud of?
Absolutely. Yeah, I used to measure success on how fast I could climb or how many jobs I could do in a day. Now it's definitely about teaching the next generation of climbers and guys working in the field. The more I can pass on to our new apprentices that are coming up, they're 17 and 18. One's just finished his apprenticeship, actually. The next one's just about to finish. And seeing them go up in the tree, it's like, whoa, they've come such a long way in the last 2-3 years they've been in the trade. And I helped them get there. And that's just a massive success. Makes me feel great. I can't wait to spread that with more and more people and just spread arboriculture, really, and just say, hey, look, we're out here, we're doing all these amazing things, and yeah, it's going to be great.
I'd love to know if you have any particular words of wisdom and advice for other people. So, Felicity, is there anything that you would say or you do say to people who are still at school who are thinking, oh, maybe I might want to go do a trade?
Don't follow the crowd. You don't have to, pick the job that everyone's telling you that you should be picking. You can definitely you can have a go at so many different things. No choice that you make is forever. So if you want to have a go at something, just have a go. The worst thing that can happen is you can find out that, hey, this actually isn't for me. And you just get to try the next thing. It's your life to live. So do what makes you happy, not what makes the person next to you happy.
Mm-hmm. And Chris, what about for somebody who's feeling stuck in their career? What's sort of your advice that you like to give to them?
Jump on my YouTube channel, have a look. Yeah, look, give it a crack. That's the biggest thing. There's nothing exactly what was said before by Felicity is that nothing's forever. If you're stuck in a rut and you're not in the position where you're feeling happy or are really feeling it, then yeah, change it up. And it's the same goes for apprentices too when they're doing their trade.
And Jessica, what advice would you have perhaps for the students and parents about whether they're pursuing an apprenticeship?
I think something I'd definitely highlight to parents and students is that vet training, it often leads to more pathways, hands-on experience, and good paying careers. So it's worth looking into vocational training. It's there's a lot to do. There's a lot available in the industry, and you're not just you don't have to select just one niche, you know, like you can be a chippy, but you can also do different things like set building or renovations, new builds. Like you're not just one unit. You've got so many networks and opportunities available.
And Harry, what advice would you have or do you give out to people who you talk to?
Just explore your options, really. It's it sounds kind of cheesy. He's like, oh, have a look. He's like, no, have a look, get into it, get the book out, look online, explore all the different careers out there and say, oh, that guy is doing rigging. What's involved with rigging? Okay, I can take rigging and put that into arboriculture, for example, or you can put it into working in the mines, working on big machinery. It's just, there's so many different aspects. So find something you enjoy and then find a way to make that your career. If you like working at heights, find a career at heights. If you like working with big machines, standing inside of an engine bay, hey, look, let's go do that. You'll get paid for it, you know, and you don't have to go to uni. It's about just like going out, trying things and getting paid to try it rather than packing up a big hex debt. 4 years later, you go, actually, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do something else. And it's like, oh, brother, you've got 30K in debt now. Like, you're going to have to, it's fine. It's not a problem. But hey, if you try to trade first, maybe you wouldn't have the debt and you'd be getting paid as well.
I think that's okay. Like everyone was always like, personally, I was pushed really hard in school to go to uni and TAFE, and I was like, how would I do it? Like, I don't know what I want to do. It's cheaper and more affordable to get a skilled trade, and it's something that you can hold on to longer.
Yeah, I also found that I was pushed very much towards like a uni background. And I very heavily pushed against it because I hated school. And I was like, there's no way you're going to stick me in uni for 4 years. Yeah. And really was like the best decision I ever made. I love being on the tools.
Yeah, hands on, eh?
Yeah. So I got lucky. I was pushed to go to uni. I wanted to go to uni. And back in the day, that was OP for Queensland, OP scores. And I was going to be physical education teacher or like sports science. And I'm like, yeah, I'll work with athletes. It's going to be really great. I love sport. I like being outside. And then all of a sudden, everyone in Queensland wanted to do that. Became an OP6 subject and my grades weren't good enough. And I'm like, oh, that was my plan. What do I do now? Oh, crikey. And then it just got I felt like it fell apart before it began. And then, I got into construction and stuff like that. And then tourism, but this goes to show is like your first thought might not be the right one, but give it a try, see where it leads you.
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed. So besides talking to us today, what else is it that you are out there doing to tell people about the power of vocational education?
I decided to start my journey at 40. So I thought it was the biggest thing I found hard to find information about starting an apprenticeship at a later age. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to share my experience. So I started off with a phone on a tripod and very, very C grade. I wouldn't even go B grade. YouTube channel started up, and from that, there's just been such an awesome community created. The comments I'm getting from guys where I share my experiences and stuff. I do shoot little tips and tricks and stuff in there too, just to help people out. But the biggest thing is about trying to get people to understand that apprenticeships aren't all sugar coating. It's not sunshine and rainbows all the time. It will be hard. There will be hard days.
Felicity, is there anything that you're doing to help us spread the message about the power of vocational education?
I've actually also got a podcast. It's also on YouTube called Hard Hats and Heels. It's all about just sharing the message of like a young girl really getting in and having a go. I hear so much like when I find other women within civil construction in particular, a lot of the time they're pushed into roles like traffic control and roller operators and moxie operators. And well, they are really, really important roles. I had strived from the day I stepped into my traineeship that I wanted to be a supervisor, and made my way there. And I just wanted to show young women that you don't have to, do just the easier, more like slower roles. You can step into the roles where you take charge. And I just wanted to show them an example of that, but not only an example of that, but an example of a real girl to girl. Like I show through social media all the time, like how girly I actually am and how I intertwine both of them, which is where the name hard hats and heels came from, that you can be both and you don't have to just choose one.
Harry, how about you? What are you doing in the community to help tell people about how great vocational education and training is?
Well, since the awards last year, it's been pretty full on, to be honest. Just trying to just take part in stuff like this, little podcast chats. I've had a chat to a couple of the Queensland vocational training departments and done a few speaking days with them and talking with the new guys coming up through the talking with new people coming through the current Queensland Training Awards through the regionals and the states. It's it's been eye-opening. It's a massive project behind it, and everyone is really passionate and involved about their trade and what they do for a living. And it's so exciting to see, and getting a chance to speak to those people, see what their stories are, and spread my own story as well through these talking opportunities is great. It's awesome. So yeah.
And Jessica, how are you spreading the word that vocational education training is a fabulous option?
Yeah, so I've got an Instagram called Tradeswoman Jess. I first started it maybe about 2 or 3 years ago because I was feeling quite isolated in my job as the only woman, and I had never met any other women in the industry, and I didn't know how to or where to go to do that. I've got many of friends, but none of them are tradies that could relate what I needed to hear or what I wanted to hear as well. So I started the Instagram and I got in contact with women from all different industries, and that led me to AWIC. Started going to industry events with AWIC. I'm now ambassador for them, and I mentor school students and women re-entering trades as well or looking to start trades. And on top of that as well, I also work with CSQ, Construction Careers Pathways, to educate students on vet training and options in the trade career. And yeah, and also co-host a podcast called Let's Talk Tradies, which is to inspire and talk to other tradies with like-minded.
I just wanted to add off the back of that I kind of forgot that I do this also, but I do go to schools also and speak to like the next generation. And I see that Jess does it too, and it's so cool.
That's wicked. Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I wish that there had been a young person, and particularly for the girls, a young girl put in front of me and being like, hey, this is actually an option. You don't actually just have to go to uni. So yeah, so cool to see what Jess is doing.
Thanks, you too.
So I mentioned at the top of the episode that you're all Queensland Training Awards winners. So Felicity, what award did you win, and what was it about the training awards that made you enter?
I won the Bob Marshall Trainee Award. And if I'm actually being completely honest, I didn't even know that getting an award like this was a thing. I'm so blessed. I did my traineeship through a company called Community Solutions, Apprentices and Trainees. And they are literally like, I may be biased because I did my traineeship with them, but I think they're the best in the business. Like, cannot get any better than them. Last year, I got told that I had early onset cervical cancer, and I had 8 rounds of chemo, and they held my hand through every bit of it. And they thought that, and I worked through the whole chemo treatment as well. And they thought that I really, deserved to get some recognition for everything I do. If I had it my way, I wouldn't have even applied to it. But they really pushed me applying to it, and I'm really glad that I did, because it's opened more pathways and opportunities for me to have conversations about, supporting vocational training, which is why I started Hard Hats and Heels in the first place, is because I just want to create conversation and make everyone feel like they're a little bit less alone, in particular the women within construction.
Jessica, could you tell us a bit about the award that you won and why you decided to enter the awards?
Yep. Felicity's story actually made me tear up and get goosebumps a little bit. That is insane. Yeah, good on you for being so hardcore. That's crazy.
Hardcore, yeah, that's it. Spot on.
Oh my God. So I won the Metropolitan Area Apprentice of the Year, which I'm so grateful for. I was the same boat as Felicity. I didn't even know that you won awards in trades. I didn't even know that was a thing. I was just working because I enjoy my job. I didn't expect to get trophies for it. The whole reason I done it was I I was offered an award from AWIC, or I was nominated for an award with AWIC in 2024 for Outstanding Woman in Trade. And I was an onset chippy for 3 days in the Gold Coast, and I was sitting on my laptop trying to figure out what things can I apply for? I've got 3 days to sit here and wait for them to ask me to fly out walls. And I just started Googling what awards can you win as carpenters in Australia? And I just found it on Google, and I self-nominated, and a few weeks later I was put through the whole process, and now I'm here. So yeah, it was just a whole whirlwind.
Chris, you had a family making a career change, so why did you add the Trainee Awards to your plate, and what award did you win?
Yeah, so for the region up here in Cairns and stuff, when I Apprentice of the Year, so that was it's a pretty big honour actually. I was a little bit surprised when I got it, to be honest. The same deal. I actually it was mainly for exposure for the channel, because I want to try and get the word out there a bit more, and I sort of thought, is this actually got some traction? Is this could this help with the channel and help get a bit more exposure on it as well? And certainly it's done that without fail. So it's same again, self-nominated. Thought I'd have a crack. I'd give it a go, see what happens. No skin off my nose. It doesn't work out. Sure, fair enough. Interview process, all that sort of thing. Went to the dinner, which is amazing. And then you got the name called, and the rest is history, I guess. It's unreal.
And Harry, you're Apprentice of the Year last year. How did that all come about? Why did you nominate?
I was nominated through work, the apprentice team slowly coming up, I guess. And I very quickly, once I finished my apprenticeship, I very quickly moved to being a team leader and taking on my own apprentice, which wasn't by design or choice. I made 3 things very clear. I said, I don't want an apprentice. I'd like a new truck. I'd like some new saws. I got all the oldest saws. They got the oldest broken down truck, and I got an apprentice who was 17. I was like, whoa, this is a lot to begin with. But, I took it in my stride and just kept trying my best. And they're like, hey, look, you're doing pretty good here. We'd love to I'll send you out and put you up for an award. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay. Think you have time? No problem. I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And sure enough, they put my name in and made it through the first round. Couldn't believe it. Just stoked. The local Brisbane Awards, and then Queensland Awards came around, and I got to meet all these fantastic, amazing people passionate about their work. And I'm like, it's another chance for me. Yeah, these guys are fantastic. They're legends. And so enough, they called my name. I was like, what? But then luckily we got to go down to Canberra for the finalist week. And then I met even more amazing people from out Australia who were just stone cold, just unbelievable. The stuff they're doing to promote their industry is incredible. And we all got our time to have a bit of a chat. And I didn't work away with the national award, unfortunately. But you know what? They deserved it more than I did. That's for sure. They're absolutely amazing. And I just can't wait for you guys to take the next step. Congratulations so much on making regional awards. No idea how much stuff goes in the background for that. I'm just so involved with a tiny pinch of it at the moment, helping out here and there. And you look at it all and you're like, whoa, there are so many nominations. Like, I didn't know at the time, but now looking back, I'm like, this was a big deal. To get to regional, this is massive. To get to state, that's huge. If you're fortunate enough to get to the nationals, oh my goodness, like, it's just nuts. So great job getting where you are now. So super stoked for you all. You'll sound like you're doing amazing things for your trades, and best of luck. You're going to smash it, whatever happens. So yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to everyone too, by the way.
I'd even like to add on to Harry as well by saying, I think my favorite thing about the award so far is like you're up on the stage and there's no feeling of like, oh, like if I don't win or whatever. You're just so excited and so proud of the people you're on the stage with. And you're just like, I don't care who takes it out. Like, this is just so cool to be recognized by people that are in their industry for doing awesome things and for loving their job. So like, it's just, I think that's the feeling that radiates through the awards, especially, at the Metropolitan ones, you could feel it in the room. It was just, everyone was so proud and just so happy to be there. And that was just, it didn't matter if you walked away with nothing at all.
That's from start to finish. Everyone is just there to support each other. And it's such a great feeling. I'm so fortunate to have that. And all the support from the Queensland Training Awards to help us get here. So yeah, 100%.
That little bit of recognition, goes a long way.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely helps.
I'd just like to go like what Off just said. I felt like the exact same thing. After my name got called, I had so many people come up to me and tell me that I like really deserved to win. And I was just like kind of shocked when like my name got called on stage. I was like, what? And like my family and everyone that like had come with me, everyone's like, we knew you were going to win. I was like, but like, I'm just this, in my head, I'm just this regular girl. And to me, it's just so wild that like I did win and have gotten this far, because like I'm just this regular girl from the Sunshine Coast, just doing what I love. And it's cool to get recognition for that.
You're a bit of a weapon, Felicity. Settle down.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot for everyone here, because they probably all have that same sort of feeling about themselves. Like, I'm just a normal person, but you're not just a normal person. You're advocating and you're always inspiring to help people, and you want to help. You're not just going to your job for your 9 to 5 and go home. Like, you're doing it because you're passionate, and you're doing all these social aspects because you want to see other people thrive too.
Yeah, it becomes your lifestyle.
So thank you, Jessica, Felicity, Chris and Harry, for your time today.
Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a slayful rest of your week.
Thank you very much as well, and congratulations to all of you, and I really look forward to seeing you at States.
Thanks so much, guys. All the best. Best of luck at States. You got to smash it. And yeah, look forward to seeing you all soon.
Yeah, it's been great to catch up with you all. Great to meet you. And yeah, build on, legends. We'll chat again soon, eh? I'll see you in Brisbane.